The question a lot of buy owners have is, where's my buyer going to come from? I'm going to put it on Zillow, I'm going to hold an open house, I'm going to put a for sale sign in the front yard. So we're going to unplug that. However, what's interesting is the quality of buyers. And buy owners, a lot of times, like realtors, they'll get buyers through, but sometimes the buyers have no sense of urgency. So the ideal situation is you can screen those buyers when they call you for an appointment. This is going to save a lot of energy of preparing your home every single time somebody wants to come over and view the home, but their motivation is not high. So let's take a look briefly at the three kinds of buyers. What I like to call the buyers with a sense of urgency, they're rabbits. Rabbits are looking for a new home. Then there are turtles who already have a home. Turtles are also in no hurry, but they're happy to look at your home, happy to make an appointment to come over and take a look at it. And the worst of all, there's the sloth. I did a study on sloths. If you ever go to the zoo and ever see a sloth move, they just sit there. And I did a study on sloths, and there are some sloths that move at full speed, 6.5 feet a minute. Now, those are the kind of people that are going to still inquire about your property, come to your open house, make an appointment. You know, they look for 2 years. They're just so slow. They'll keep looking, but they're not buying. And they're happy to ask you, can I have an appointment to see your house this Friday night? We drove by, we saw the sign, we saw it online, and we'd love to come over and see it. And you talk about your features of your home, your hardwood floors, your high ceilings, your new kitchen cabinets. So you're doing all of these things. But what a lot of times people are not doing is eliminating the buyer and just saying, come by during the open house. But what they do is they drop everything, they clean their home, they get their family out of the property, and next thing you know, you have an appointment with a sloth or a turtle. So the objective is to ask the buyer, generally on that first phone call, just a few quick questions. So while you're talking about the home and saying that you have, a walkout basement or new roof or whatever the features, the important thing is that you're screening them for motivation and is there time to buy right now. I'll give you a quick example. You're on the phone with them and you're talking about your bay windows and stuff like that and say, by the way, if I could ask you this, have you been looking for a home for 2 weeks or 2 years? And the buyer says to you, oh, we just started looking. So what's that tell you about motivation? Are they ready to buy right now if they just started looking? Or if you say to the buyer, if you've been looking for 2 weeks or 2 years, and the buyer says to you, oh, we're so tired of looking, we've been looking forever, we're trying to find a home in that area. They're just being friendly, but it's interesting how much information they're prepared to give you by simply asking a question. Because selling by owner or with the realtor, the objective is motivated people coming through, not just anybody. That one question, you've been looking 2 weeks or 2 years, it's really amazing and what people will share. And what I'm going to recommend you do, and we have it for you in the forms library, it's called a buyer log form, where you're going to be able to write the answers down to the questions when a buyer says to you, we've been looking for 2 years, we're ready to buy, we've got to buy now before school starts. Again, it's amazing what people will reveal once you've asked them a key question. Another one is, by the way, I promised myself that I would ask every buyer this question before they came over, have you met with a lender just yet? And the buyer says, oh yeah, we're pre-approved, but don't worry about that. Or the buyer says, we're going to find a home before we talk to a lender. And now again, you're talking to someone with low motivation. Lastly, a question to ask the buyer on the phone if it's in the right price point, saying, by the way, is your home sold just yet? Now you can say, do you have a home to sell? And we want to go further. It's amazing sometimes asking one really good question, how it'll reveal multiple things. So simply ask people, I promised myself I'd ask this question, and I hope I don't sound intrusive, but have you sold your home just yet? And they say, we're leasing. That's a good motivated buyer. And we've met with a lender, and we're ready to buy. Now you know something about them even before they came to your home. So when you look at the form in the forms library, it'll actually give you a couple more questions to ask the buyer. You don't have to ask all of them, but we definitely want to know, if you're the listing agent, you're the seller, you're the matchmaker, is to know, is this buyer a match for me? Are they really in the market right now, or are they a turtle or a sloth? Thanks for watching.